My lovely Scorpios, this is your horoscope for October 2024. Now, October will welcome us with solar eclipse from the get-go. On 2nd of October, we have a new moon solar eclipse. Now, eclipses are powerful tools of the universe. They are so powerful. They have a strength of 10 new moons, let's say, not just one. That's why they also influence our life in a very dramatic ways. Our life can change in split second, and one chapter of life might close and another might open. And in this case, it's an opening door. And this one is an opening one, and there is a new path is opening, new chapter is opening, and let's see which part of your life is that one. Now, I have a name for your horoscope this time, and October seems like will be all things related foreign relationships and work deals for you. You might get busy at work, my dear Scorpios, and all things related to your mundane daily work and routine. Now, let's begin with your horoscope. As I said, on 2nd of October, we have solar eclipse, and always allow eclipses 2 to 3 months before and after they appear of influence of delivering the messages. Some of you might have already felt the message of this eclipse in September or in August. Your life might have also already changed drastically. That's what exactly eclipses do. Or some of you will get your changes in November or December. And those of you who are born around 1st November will get your message exactly in October, because this eclipse is happening at 10th degree, meaning those of you who are born around 1st November, plus or minus 5 days, will be affected the most. Now, this eclipse is happening in 12th house. Now, 12th house is all about, privacy. It's all about your private life or a project that you've been doing secretly and working on secretly in total privacy. Let's say it's our most hidden part of our chart, and it's a house of past, 12th house. And solar eclipse will conjunct the black moon and Mercury. Now, Mercury is the planet of mind and ideas, but black moon is associated with more darker our sides, like our fears. But also black moon can indicate which part of your life you can attract a lot of attention. So you may check your natal chart and check which part of your life is getting, let's say, can easily get attracted by many viewers and followers, let's say. Now, because this solar eclipse conjunct those two, this particular solar eclipse has this sort of vibe of at the same time sacrificing something, giving up something, so that other thing is opening in your life, and you sort of have this inner knowledge of that it is the right thing that is happening and the right thing that you need to do, that you need to be doing actually, and exactly letting go part or overcoming your fear part, because Lilith is the indicator of fear, and it seems like you are finally allowing yourself to experience all those things that you been afraid of for a long time, or that you fear of, so that you finally get yourself through, like a test, give yourself a test, what kind of result would be there, and sort of you are ready and you are allowing yourself to go through that experience, sort of thing. And also, because it's a positive solar eclipse, you are positive that you will overcome that fear, which is very important part to remember. Mercury, that solar eclipse is conjunct, rules your financial house and house of wishes, and it seems like something might be related to your secrecy or intimacy, because 8th house is all about that, and eclipse is happening in another secret house, 12th house, and it seems like some secret part of your life is getting activated, and you might finally release that part of your life, and psychologically and spiritually, because those two houses, they are all about that. On a more materialistic way of speaking, let's say, life, you might start a secret project that you will be doing alone during this solar eclipse, and most likely on the internet, using the internet, and it might be related to investments, it might be related to intimacy also, sort of privacy. Oh my god, my dear Scorpios, what are you making me to say? What are you up to? No, okay, joking. And or it might be related to sort of scholarships, how to get scholarships. For example, you might be working on secret project, that to help people how to actually get those funds, let's say, from financial institutions, or help like with your education, like financing your education. Or it might be how to properly apply for a bank loan, for example, so that you get approved. These are just examples, but it might be totally different thing. And, you know, there is many possibilities. I'm just mentioning that those parts of your life, topics are getting activated. Now, another thing happening around this solar eclipse will be triangle, which is amazing one, which is heavenly one, Trinity of Life triangle, as my lovely teacher of astrology that I respect so much used to call it. Now, Venus, planet of love, will be in your first house, actually making you irresistible during October. Mars, your ancient ruler and also ruler of your work and health, which will be situated in your house of all things foreign. And Saturn, planet of work and planet of responsibilities, that is transiting your house of true love and joy. Now, this first and ninth and fifth house, they are the sort of house of life, and seems like you, with this solar eclipse, finally you are becoming alive to some extent with some parts of your soul, journey, because it's exactly touching that angle of your life where you are finally realizing or lighting up about some idea, about some person, or about some project that is giving you this finally more motivation to live to the fullest this life. Now, Venus naturally rules your house of marriages, and plus it's a ruler of this eclipse. And, Saturn being ruler of your communication house, it might be related to sort of your spouse, if you have them, or your committed partners, or in love or in business. It might be both. And in some cases, it might be related to a well-being situation, your health situation, because Mars rules your house of, health. But it is in your ninth house. And it might be you will get, let's say, positive results from doctors or physicians that you send abroad, for example, for a checkup. Now, all things will be happening during eclipse, and it's an amazing positive one. And I suggest you to use it for whatever start you or beginning of that you have, especially if those are projects. Now, also because 12th house is a secret house, you might have a situation where your secrets are spilled, let's say. So be careful on that. And 12th house is also a house of surgeries, and it's a house of like inner traumas or wounds. Doesn't matter, like psychological or physical. This solar eclipse has the power to heal you, because and overcome your fear finally through the experience that you're gonna put yourself. And 12th house is also a house of far travels. You might actually start totally new brand sort of life. You might immigrate somewhere or relocate somewhere far that you've been wishing And it might be totally new sort of life for you, lifestyle. Now, whatever will be happening around this solar eclipse, make sure to use that one for positive outcomes, Now, another thing which will be big happening in October will be Jupiter, 9th of October, going retrograde in your 8th house. Now, retrograde means slowing down. Jupiter is being a planet of happiness and luck. It showers us with opportunities, and in your case, it's with investments, for example, and with bank loans, or also your sexual life is blossoming because Jupiter is making it expansive. And 8th house is also a house of a mystical house, mystical healing also here, everything related that we are let's say we can't explain. Now, all that part is getting activated, and for some of you, it might be about conception. And here, because Jupiter slowing down, it doesn't mean it stopped giving its chances and opportunities. It just might deliver those amazing gifts much later, because it will retrograde until February 2025. And still during this period, you might achieve 1 or 2 wins, if you will make effort. Now, Jupiter is natural ruler of your house of income. And it seems like it might be the time you will get busy with inheritance, for example, or sort of alimony, if that's your case, or you might start going to psychological sessions, if that's your situation too. You might finally go to therapists, or you might heavily be interested in those subjects as astrology, esoteric, psychology, all those mystical things, numerology. You might be sort of a lot of reading about those things too. Now, 17th of October, you have full moon in your 6th house, house of work and responsibilities at 24 degrees, meaning those of you who are born 15th of November, plus or minus 5 days, will be affected the most by this full moon. And full moon is all about conclusion or putting your attention onto something in your life. Now, this full moon will conjunct Chiron, and Chiron is a healer in astrology, is a mentor, is our teacher. Now, happening in your 6th house, some sort of project might be finally finishing, finally culminating, or all in all, you might be finishing your job or you are quitting your job, let's say, especially those of you who are born around 15th of November, or you might be changing your position. This could be possible, not totally quitting, but changing position, because Jupiter will support that full moon, and Jupiter is the planet of luck, which is situated in your house of money, other people money. And it seems like whatever will be the changes at your work, it will be beneficial to you. It might be also that your boss might announce that they're leaving, for example, or one of your colleagues are leaving. Your sort of work structure is changing here. And 6th house is also house of health. Now, for some of you, it might be related to your well-being, not about your job. And it might be that this full moon will bring your attention to some situation, to some health issue or health problem, or it might be not a problem, or just your analysis. Jupiter will give you also a hint that it might be related to conception, fertility part of your health. It might be that part of, or psychological part. For some of you, it might be purely psychological, let's say, diagnosis, for example. But Jupiter here supporting that full moon. So whatever is coming to light related to your health, no worries there. It means universe wants you to focus on that and work with that. Now, full moon's ruler, Mars, and your ancient ruler too, at the same time will send harsh beams to that full moon, sort of will not like it, indicating you might need surgery or an operation there. And it might be happening in somewhere abroad, not where you live. or someone who will be doing that operation or surgery will be a foreign physician or a specialist, doctor. Because Mars rules all things sharp, it might indicate that you might need that surgery, or if you already have a planned operations health-wise, then it might be happening exactly around 17th of October. Now, no worries about that, because the universe has your back. It brought to your attention exactly this situation because you have to deal with that and overcome that situation. Now, if you will be thinking about financial part of that surgery, no worries, because Jupiter is exactly in your financial house. You will have all the funds and support, financial support, to pay out that surgery, for example, or that procedure, for example, not necessarily surgery also. And if it's about work, my dear Scorpios, if it's not about health, then it might be related that, some of your colleagues who are foreigners or who are students, let's say, they might finally finish their part in your company, for example, and they might announce that they are leaving your company. And also, sixth house rules all people who work under us. Our assistants, our nannies, it doesn't matter at work or at home. You might be also saying goodbye to one of those people, and you might be start looking again during the 17th of October. Now, I would like to talk about two interesting days in October. One of them, 22nd of October, Sun will send harsh beams to Pluto. Now, these two are heavy planets, and they will be in argument. And of course, Mars will not miss this party, because Mars is the planet of war, and also send harsh beams to those two. And these three will quarrel. Now, Sun will be situated in your house of secrets, and Pluto will be situated in your house of communication, and Mars will be situated in your house of foreign lands. Now, it seems like here that your mind might be working against you. So take care around 22nd of October, because not to say, excessive things, let's say, not to say something wrong, not to offend someone. And all in all, follow what you think, and think about actually what thoughts are in your mind, and try to keep it to yourself, because you will have this sort of a tendency to spill all the secrets around 22nd of October, which won't be to your good and anyone else's, because there might be some quarrel happening, and it might be related to travel also. Your travels might go all possible wrong ways, might get canceled or something missing. And because Sun is the ruler of your career house, and Pluto is your ruler, is such a deep let's say transformational planet, and Mars is your ancient ruler, but it also rules your work situation. Now, that situation might be linked to your career area, might be linked to your work area, and to your colleagues, about their social status, and in general related to your company. So try to bite your tongue around this 22nd of October to avoid misunderstandings. And in general, some of you might even get sort of revelations about where you're working, with whom you're working after so many years. You might look at that environment differently somehow, from a different light or angle. Now, another day that I want to talk about is 25th of October. Now, this will be one of the positive days. Mars and Uranus will sort of giggle there, sort of exchange amazing interaction between each other. And Uranus being a planet of shock and surprises, and Mars is your ancient ruler, and plus it will be situated in your ninth house, meaning, driving you, sort of giving this desire to learn something new about other cultures, about traveling. Also, you might get this sort of hunger to know more people, new cultures, new places. And Uranus is being in your seventh house. Now, seventh house is all about committed partnerships. And this is 25th of October, said to be surprising and shocking day, and positively shocking. You might get sort of sudden changes within your committed partnerships, and positive changes. It might be related to your family or to your work situation, my dear Scorpios. Now, this was your horoscope for October. Stay tuned for November. And happy birthday for those of you who are born in October. Love you all. Bye bye.